Attention Texans fans, the team is in the eye of the storm, with decisions that could change the course of the season even before the ball is snapped. One of the key trade acquisitions is already facing a contractual dilemma that could trigger a wave of roster changes, while the front office bets on new faces to strengthen the offense in a clear attempt to erase the shadows of recent campaigns. Amid fierce negotiations and bets involving the medium-term future, who will come out on top in this internal battle? Welcome! Show your support for the Texans by helping this video reach 100 likes today. Let's get straight to the point with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, the central figure of the first news story. The cornerback was the Texans' main acquisition this offseason via trade with the Philadelphia Eagles, arriving to reinforce an already solid defense, but he faces a serious contract dilemma. Despite his importance in the Texans secondary, Gardner-Johnson has only 2 years left on his current deal, with very limited guarantees, around $2 million for 2025. This situation puts enormous pressure on the franchise to make a quick and strategic decision to secure the player's long-term stay on the team. Gardner-Johnson is no ordinary player. At 27 years old and still in peak physical shape, he stands out for his game ability, accumulating an impressive 13 interceptions in his last 31 games. This production places him in a position to demand a more substantial contract in line with his value in the league. The question remains, will the Texans resist the pressure of salary increase demands and secure one of the key figures of their defensive unit? Or will they risk losing this vital talent to another team? Looking at the recent history, Gardner-Johnson had a high-level season last year, tallying 59 tackles, 6 interceptions, and even scoring a defensive touchdown, with a coverage rating placing him among the top 10 safeties in the NFL according to Pro Football Focus. Before joining the Texans, he had solid stints with the Saints, Eagles, and Lions, always leaving his mark. This experience makes him a valuable asset, but also highlights the rivalry between the player's desire for financial recognition and the franchise's budget constraints. The Texans, known for tight financial management, face a delicate scenario now. The need to balance the budget to reinforce other areas, especially the offense, which cries out for solutions, makes renewing Gardner-Johnson's deal a challenge for the front office. Market participants and analysts point out that he is undervalued considering his performance and potential, which could complicate a renewal without significant adjustments. At the same time, Gardner-Johnson's presence is a pillar for the Texan defense to try to replicate or surpass the good phase of the previous campaign, crucial for building a competitive team. Losing a player of this stature without immediate replacement can directly impact the collective performance. There is also the psychological aspect. How does this affect the locker room, the morale of teammates, and the fans' perception moving forward? Meanwhile, the other news points to an offensive reinforcement that stirs fans' expectations. The Texans signed Quintez Cephus, a free agent wide receiver, to join the roster battling for a starting spot. Cephus, known for his robust physique, 1.85 meters and 94 kilograms, and experience with the Lions, is a bet to add depth and help compose the offense, which lacks explosion and security in the passing game. Cephus has a solid history, despite ups and downs. Drafted in the 5th round in 2020, he amassed 568 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns throughout his NFL career, starting off strong in his rookie year alongside quarterback Matthew Stafford. However, he hasn't participated in regular season games since 2022, having been with multiple teams without securing a spot. The Texans are now giving him a new chance, which generates optimism but also doubt. Will he leave his mark on a rebuilding roster? The signing comes at a crucial moment, with the Texans roster full of promising young talent and emerging receivers, but lacking a piece to stabilize the group. Alongside Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, and other rookies, Cephus must prove his worth during training and preseason games to earn his place, competing with 13 wide receivers currently in camp. The coaching staff's situation is clear. They are mixing experience and youth to strengthen the offensive sector, an area plagued by persistent inconsistency in recent seasons. The success or failure of this strategy will directly influence the team's regular season performance and impact the Texans' immediate future plans.
It is worth highlighting that Cephas's presence also reflects a coaching policy to seek market opportunities for available players who can surprise and add value without exorbitant costs, aligning with the team's recent financial philosophy. This shows detailed evaluation work and patience to develop effective roster alternatives. Now, linking these two stories, it becomes clear that the franchise stands at a strategic crossroads. Renewing or losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson could drastically alter defensive stability, while the gamble on Quintez Cephas reveals an attempt to balance and reinforce the offense with a mix of experience and potential. The outcome of these decisions will be decisive for the Texans' quality and style of play this year. The challenge for the front office is managing limited finances, fan pressure, and the urgent need for wins that validate the new project. Increasingly demanding fans watch closely, awaiting a solution that brings real competitiveness to a team that has often played with constraints and endured disappointing seasons recently. In summary, the Texans are at a decisive moment to define their roster. Losing Gardner-Johnson would strongly impact the defense and reflects the difficulty of retaining essential talents with favorable contracts. The arrival of Cephas indicates an attempt to boost the offense without sacrificing financial caution, betting on a player who needs to prove his value quickly. The combination of these two scenarios sets the stage for a year of restructuring or possible progress for the franchise. In my opinion, the Texans' biggest challenge is finding balance between innovation and maintaining immediate competitiveness. The dilemma with Gardner-Johnson is emblematic for teams trying to grow amid financial constraints. Renewing outstanding contracts is complicated and may compromise other areas. Meanwhile, the search for receivers like Cephas shows an effort to build depth with market intelligence, though it still lacks certainty regarding real impact on the team. And you, Texans fan, what do you think about this situation? Is it worth keeping everything dependent on bets with short contracts and unproven players? Or is it time to demand bolder moves to ensure stability in the core pieces of the roster? Don't forget to like, comment with your honest opinion, and subscribe to the channel to get all the sharp updates and analyses on the Texans. Your support makes all the difference to keep this exclusive content coming for those who live and breathe American football.